Good morning. No, really, good morning. It is just after 7 o'clock in the morning here in the bright, sunny UK, and I'm off to work again. It's Monday, so it is game day, and tonight should be an interesting one. As I discussed in my Saturday videos, which I don't normally do, but in this case I thought were warranted. Excuse me. I thought in this case it was worth doing them. It was worth discussing it. My group has gone back and forth over it, and given the three options that I laid out for them, they have decided on option 2. Kind of not exactly a soft reset of the game, but a change which will eliminate kind of the last 3 or 4 weeks of craziness from the game. So that is the plan for tonight, is to take this session to roll things back, to get us back on track, and to start back down the path which I had originally planned for us. I kind of had an idea set out for this game previous to starting. I had originally advertised to the players that it was going to be more of a political game rather than a combat game. It's turned into neither a political or combat game due to some outside circumstances, but we're fixing that now. So, there's going to be some funny time magic involved. There's going to be some shifting of tides. There's going to be an unexpected twist. In that, even though time is rolling back, there will be a few changes in things. And then they will hopefully, this time around, pick up on the clues this time around that they completely ignored last time around. Last time, they triggered an event which was supposed to be significant, and then kind of shrugged and walked away and never thought about it again. And through a few things which I will be tweaking in the timeline, for a number of reasons, this time I'm going to give them more clues, and hopefully, with player knowledge of what has been going on, which is not completely related, but was made worse by, and then with the extra clues, I'm very sorry, with the extra clues in character, it should be enough for them to figure out that it's significant and they need to look into it. Not to mention the fact that I specifically told them last week after the game, here's an out-of-character clue, you need to look into it. So that notwithstanding, fingers crossed, this time they'll look into it. And that is basically the whole freeing of Figment. Now, they did this last time, and they completely overlooked anything about it, and then, because of everything else happening, the headline, so to speak, about it got buried in everything else. This time around, that will not be the case. There will not be all of the other craziness going on to kind of conceal that. So, there should not be, I'm not saying there will not be, but should not be, anything this time that will prevent them from actually following up on it and looking into it. Now, for those who don't know, I keep referencing the character of Figment. Now, this is both a Disney thing and a game thing. For those of you who are familiar with Disney, you will probably know Figment is the cute little silly jokester purple dragon who is off and on the mascot of Epcot. He's the current patron of the arts festival that's going on at the moment. So currently his face is plastered over everything. He's also the star of the Journey into Imagination ride with Figment. In a previous version that was Dreammaker and Figment. That's now been changed and updated. But Figment has stayed around. And I will admit, part of the reason that he is such a focal point here is because whenever I was planning for this game and whenever I went to Disney, he was one of the characters that inspired me. And I extrapolated on the fact that if he inspired me, he would inspire others. So, the twist that I mentioned, which obviously my players will not be watching this until after the fact, on pain of death, possibly player, possibly character, I won't say which, is that Victor, the character played by Charles, who was horribly murdered in the last session by his own group mate, is not going to be returning. When time rolls back, for reasons which they will be unable to explain, at least in the short term, Victor will not roll back with them. And they will be introduced then to a new character. This will be Charles' new PC. And that character, their background is actually going to be tied into the reasons that Figment was imprisoned by the Changelings. So we have this Disney character who's very popular, who in the Changeling setting I've looked at and decided has become this powerful chimera, chimera, however you want to pronounce it, who has been locked away by the Changelings. Now that's quite unusual to lock away one of their own in that manner. And so in order to kind of give more information on this, Charles, because he was creating a new character previous to knowing about the time loop anyway, we've rolled that into his new character. So that rather than me just spouting all of this information to them, they can actually hear it from a player's perspective. They can hear it from a character's perspective. They can actually get that information and be able to act on it more easily in character. And for some reason the road is really busy this morning. So that is kind of where we're going with things. I expect it to definitely be an interesting session. It will be a little bit jarring, probably. I've already commented that to the players. That was one of the things about option 2 if they were to take that. I told them that there was a 3-session fix, which would be very smooth and transitional and etc. Or there was a 1-session fix where it may feel jarring, but then by the end of it, we'd be good to go again. So that's the one that they chose, and so that's what we're going to go with. So hopefully you enjoy tonight. I will be back tomorrow to see how wrong I've gotten it. But for now, hopefully that's a glimpse into my mind and what I'm planning. If you have enjoyed this, if you enjoy my videos, please be sure to like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really does help me out. It helps with the videos being distributed to others and showing up in search lists and all that kind of stuff. And also, it's just really cool to look at those numbers climbing upwards towards, I think we're actually approaching 5,000 views, which, you know, in YouTube terms, I get that it's not a lot, but I think it's really cool. That, you know, that many people have wanted to listen to something that I've been babbling about. So I appreciate every one of you, and I'd like to especially thank the new subscribers that I've had this week. You know, much appreciated on that as well. And I will be back tomorrow morning with the recap. Have a great Monday.